You can't see me.
I can
You
see you
go.
now.
No,
Yeah, I
you
was
can
fully a
see
bit like,
me.
I thought it was, I hope to put the camera on because I always feel a bit awkward, like I'm here in the fucking dark room, you know what I mean?
I'm definitely not in a dark room or basement. Don't worry.
It's all right, man. It takes me back to the days of the asylum.
So I appreciate you joining and letting me interview you today. It is a very great honor for me. I have
Oh,
been
thank
following
you
you.
for having me, man. Me
You're
too. Me
welcome.
too.
I've been following you from very early days. So it's definitely special for me to have you. And as somebody else with ADHD, it is amazing to see the representation of somebody in the media as well, just being so outspoken about it. So I'm going to do my very best to stay on track for that.
Nah, don't worry. We'll probably deviate. You put two
Yeah,
ADHD people in a room. We'll fucking end up talking about fucking jelly babies or something.
they sound good right now.
I'm down. But yeah, it's amazing. Honestly, thank you for saying that. Like Australia has been so important to me. Honestly, you guys were you and the Netherlands were the first two countries that actually gave a fuck about Yungblud. No one else gave a shit. It was hilarious.
I love that we,
Polar opposite ends of the world, fucking nightmare.
yeah,
But I loved it. It was amazing.
it honestly wasn't until I had heard that you were more kind of vocal about it that I was like, oh, like it doesn't matter if I'm have ADHD. Up until kind of that point, I didn't really talk about it all that much because it was still kind of something that you
So,
didn't talk
yeah,
about.
it was very much kind of had a big stigma around it,
It did for a long
and
time.
it was almost like a thing where you're naughty or you're a bit
Yeah.
crazy, and it was beautiful to kind of it is beautiful to see how many people around the world like because I just fucking was like I'm mad and this is fucking why. And people found true solace in it, which was a really beautiful thing, you know. And that's where this whole thing started. And I used to kind of get ridiculed for it, but it became my biggest superpower, I think. So
Yeah.
it's been epic.
It's been an incredible journey to watch you from the start to where you are now. So to start off, let's dive a bit deeper into the meaning behind your newest release single, Zombie, and how was the experience making the music video with Florence Pugh?
That was wild. I mean, I think that I've been sitting on that song for about 5 years and waiting for the right moment to put it out. 'Cause it's really important to me because this song kickstarted the idea of the new album. I wanted to try and make something. Um, I try my best to make something fucking timeless. You know, I think like music at the minute is it lacks depth. It's all about dopamine.
Mm,
It's all about fucking 15 seconds of something catchy,
the TikTok
saying
scroll.
whatever, saying the same vowels and the same melodies to keep you brain
Yeah.
distracted from feeling anything at all. So it kind of makes us like, as a generation, we're emotionally very surface level. And I wanted to make an album that would go a lot fucking deeper and challenge or talk about the fundamentals of life, space, time, existence, and why the fuck are we here, mortality. And this song is really about like, would you love me at my worst?
Yeah.
And a lot of us don't want to reach out for help when we're at our worst because we're afraid that people will say no and leave,
The judgment.
or fear of abandonment, or embarrassment, or fear of becoming a burden to somebody. You know what I mean? So we kind of go at things on our own. And I really thought for the video, like, who sees us at our worst and loves us unconditionally? Nurses. And I wrote down an angel that doesn't know they have wings. And I wanted to make this video, and I did a lot of research on it, and we worked with like representatives of the healthcare system here to make sure that we could show both sides of what a nurse will go through. Because at 1 minute, well, one nurse told us at 9 a.m. they had fingers in someone's throat, preventing a fucking blood clot, and at 9:30 they were having a cup of tea talking about the fucking TV yesterday. And that dichotomy of how you deal with this on a daily basis. So I needed to find an artist that could really, truly present this idea of authenticity, grace, and truth. And Florence Pugh's Britain's greatest export at the minute, I think. You know what I mean? So
It's incredible.
I hit her up and I reached out to her, and she's so good and she's so truthful and she's just a legend. And we, I felt really truly grateful to have her. You know,
I think it's also important when working with another creative as well that they understand your vision and idea is so that
100%.
they can understand and portray it without trying, they can collaborate without trying to change the idea, kind of adding to it to make it come to life a bit more.
I categorically agree. And with this, it was so amazing to make something with my best mates, my friends, and Florence has become a really good new friend of mine, and we just made this thing together, and it's so good how many people have reacted to it so positively, and that's all you can hope for when you put something into the world like that, you know.
Yeah, I know that in my first listen of it, the I didn't know what it was about, but I had this sense of like loss or heartbreak, or it was, I definitely had that feeling of
Yeah, it's about all those
emptiness
things, you know what I mean?
almost.
It's about it's literally about losing someone.
Yeah,
Either whether that be death, whether that be yourself, whether that be your mom, grandma, dad, partner, anything. It's about holy fuck, what am I gonna do now?
yeah. It felt almost like someone going through the motions of just being a zombie because they're just going through the motions.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
do when you feel hollow after losing someone, you just go through the motions because you don't know what else to do.
100%.
Yeah, I definitely got that sense when I first listened to it, so it definitely came across perfectly. So on your last record, you said that you cried in the studio recording, I believe it was God Save the Queen. Did any songs that you recorded on this upcoming album have this evoke the same emotional response?
Change. Um, there's a song called Change on the album. It's kind of the start of the second side of the vinyl. And if I didn't call the album Idols, I would have called it Change because this has been the biggest transition point in my life. And I really had to face myself with this album. You know, I really kind of, the whole idea is about idolism and why do we turn to other people before turning to ourselves? Why do we give them credit? Why do we take our aggression, anger out on them? And I think Yungblud has been such a polarizing figure, as well as a very kind of, we built a massive community, but a lot of people had a lot of things to say about me. And I never really processed it until this album and realized that what people say is completely out of my control and I can't make people love me. I can only try my best to put great things into the world. People are going to love it or they're not, and that's not within my control. That's actually none of my business.
Mm,
Um, and uh, and I felt there's this lyric in it, and it's like, "Why do you sigh when you're walking? I need you with wild-faced desire. Because I'm already shut in a shattered state, and I wish you'd stayed in my life. How I know every word that gets shouted and said about you, nothing ever goes. Is that like a good shot to you? Are you ready, boy?" It's basically me talking to every point in my life that I felt kicked in the stomach by somebody else's dagger that's been thrown at me, you know, and trying to get my courage back. And I did through that song. I really had to face myself in that song, and it made me break down because when you have to look yourself in a mirror, it's truly look yourself in the mirror, not to see what you look like, to be like, the fuck's going on with you?
yeah,
It's
it's
pretty wild. It's pretty wild, isn't it? You know what I mean?
yeah, like facing any kind of your own demons and then acknowledging that there's all this stuff wrong with you, but being okay enough to acknowledge that it's wrong with you when you've,
And to do something about it, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Or or
especially
or,
when
or
you,
just or to realize that you can't do anything about it. You know what I mean?
exactly, especially when you've for so long placed so much self-worth in other people's opinions.
100%, 100%. That's what's so hard. And I think
Yeah.
kind of being a person in the public eye, it's like that on crack.
I think I've definitely had a time recently where I've realized that for so long I've placed so much self-worth on other people's opinions. And then I've taken a step back and been like, wait, why do I care so much? Like, I'm I'm just me. Like, why do I care how they view me when it
100%.
when I see them not very often, you know?
100%. It's fucked up. It's just
It's
like, fuck.
it's scary how much people, especially with technology these days, how much people place the self-worth.
What's crazy is, again, and a reason why I wanted to make this album is like everything. The hard time I have with the world at the minute is we wake up in the morning and we compare ourselves to 15 different people before we've had breakfast.
Hmm.
We are so scared to formulate any opinion whatsoever in case it's against that of the internet's. Most of the shit we read on the internet's already been through 7 fucking boardrooms anyway. And most of the feelings that we feel and the shit that goes viral emotionally is generated by AI anyway.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to kind of get in touch with myself and raw emotion. I'm like, we can't sit in a fucking park for 15 minutes and do nothing, or sit in a dark room and do nothing. It's fucking really hard.
Mm.
And then I asked myself questions like, what did you see today? Not what reel did you send to your friend, not what article did you read, not what TV show did you watch on Netflix. What the fuck did you actually see today? Did you see an old couple holding hands? Did you see someone fighting in the street? Did you see a fucking dog taking a shit across the road? Did you fucking look? Did you look into your a barista's fucking eyes when you went into the coffee shop this morning?
Mm.
We just cruise
Yeah.
and distract instead of actually living.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It is, especially with AI. That's terrifying.
You know what
But
I mean?
I will ask this one. We have a short period of time left, but you mentioned idols before. So, with Idols Part One, is it in reference to the idols that are quite androgynous and iconical musical figures from the past, such as Bowie, Prince, Freddie Mercury, where I've always felt you've kind of drawn quite a bit of inspiration from? And it's hard to know how much of an iconic following they've gained. They've led the last generation of music. Are you feel do you feel like you're following in a similar footsteps to leading them or forging your own path with how they did?
I think I think if I could have a career like any one of those artists you just mentioned, it would be the dream. You know what I mean? That would be amazing if I could be ever dream to be that influential to culture or to an idea of humanity than artists like that. What's strange about this album, it's not an homage to anyone. It's actually the first time in my life I'm turning away from my idols.
Mm,
I I wanted to write this album about looking at a photograph on the wall, wanting to become the photograph on the wall. In some cases, for some people, becoming the photograph on the wall that they look at, and then realizing that the photograph on the wall never had any answers. I never knew. I never met Bowie. I never met Freddie. I never met Prince.
mm,
The answers that were derived from that photograph were within me.
yeah,
I came up with them.
yeah,
I figured out how to implement things in my own life in the same way that fucking you did when we give too much credit to people that we don't even know
yeah,
and we never met.
mm,
You looked at a fucking photograph and you figured it out yourself and you place all your credit on that person.
yeah,
Fuck no. The answer's within you. The answers are within all of us. And I thought, what an interesting thing to write an album about.
Yeah,
That
it's
our first
incredible.
instinct as humans is to alleviate any sort of credit.
Yeah. We never take as much credit for our art as we should. But it's been incredible to see you from your Disney Channel days to where you are
Crazy, man.
and
Crazy.
how much influence you have that you don't even realize. I've seen it when I've gone to your shows in the past. Someone once apologized to me for standing too close to me in line for something, just because they
Wow.
accidentally tapped me and they were like, "Oh, I'm really sorry." I was like, "Oh, I didn't even notice actually." So you
Cute.
definitely do have just as much influence as you wish that other those other idols do. I think it's just not as noticeable in such a large scale as it would be to somebody in the smaller picture.
Yeah, well, I love that. I mean, I love my community, and my biggest ambition is to make it grow and grow and grow for till I'm not here anymore, you know?
I can definitely see you being an old man just still rocking out on stage with grey hair.
Touch wood. That's the goal.
Absolutely. Well, you've done an amazing job of creating such a beautiful community and laying your heart on the line. So I can't wait for everyone to listen to your new album.
Thank you so much.
Not a problem. And thank you for being with us today.
Love you. Thanks, Heather. Have a beautiful day.
You too. Thank you.